Good afternoon on day 62. Time to get back on trail. Looking at the colors of these trees, it certainly feels like I'm walking right through spring into summer. And I can tell you it's hot too, so it's definitely feeling summery out here. Well, unsurprisingly, my time back on trail has started with a big old climb. You can see the road as it winds down into the valley there. And I'm not done. Alright, first climb of many, I'm sure, accomplished. Back up over 12,000 feet. So I said goodbye to Jess and Steven this morning. I camped with them at a campground a little bit outside of Lake City last night, and they helped Jazz Hands and I get our town chores done and then drove us back to the trailhead this morning. And it was a little bit of a sad, bittersweet goodbye because I know it's going to be a while till I see those guys again. They've been on like a summer road trip, and I never really knew their plans exactly, but I kind of got to bookend their trip on either side. So now they are on to new jobs and other life adventures. And so, yeah, I'm definitely grateful for the time I got to spend with them and wish them the best in what comes next. So, for me, what comes next is about 100 miles to Monarch Pass, where I will be hopefully able to hitch into Salida. I am looking forward to a less snowy experience. At least that seems like that's what I'm going to get, and I'm really happy about it. I sent home the axe and the microspikes in Lake City, so thus far this afternoon, I've been looking at lots of open trail, and it's beautiful. Like, I'm really excited to just get back to like walking and not just like trying to not let the mountains kill me, which is what Colorado really kind of felt like, at least up to Silverton. So, and then because it's not quite so dangerous, Jazz Hands and I are not going to be sticking together quite so intentionally. He probably got on trail like an hour or so before me, and that's because I spent some time at the trailhead doing some more repair work on my holy shoes. And as it turns out, I have a holy shirt too. I don't even know how it happened, but I got a pretty sizable tear up here in the shoulder. So if I want to keep this sleeve, I had to sew that a little bit too. So yeah, he's a little bit ahead of me. We'll probably continue to see each other, but I think we'll both just be a little more comfortable moving kind of at our own paces. We were definitely grateful to have each other during all that sketchy stuff we did thus far in Colorado, but yeah, I know we'll also be kind of comfortable at this point moving along on our own. So those are the updates for this section. When I say open trail, for at least right now, I do mean open, and I'm loving it. I really enjoyed my walk across Snow Mesa, that's the name of it, which was mercifully not snowy. So that was a really pleasant walk. And now I'm on to slightly more mountainous things. You guys hear the pika? He is laying. Well, it's not quite the end of post holes. Oh man, I really snuck up on these elk. They were right there where that down log is, and they just went crashing through the trees. Now they're running up the hill up here. They were very surprised to see me. There they go. Well, this is the last climb I have planned on doing today. And it looks like it is just straight up. No switchbacks, no messing around. Also, look. Deer. I made it to the top of my straight up, no messing around climb. And now, oops, sorry, down into the valley to find a home for the night. Caught up to Jazz Hands, turns out. And he got the campsite ready. They're so hard to spot because they blend in with the rocks so well. But that sound right there is maybe what we will wake up to in the morning. This little pika says good morning on day 63. He was doing his little eeps, but now he's being shy. Okay, bye. I did not feel the need this morning to get up in the dark and then be hiking by sunrise. And it's a really nice feeling. No alarms, just waking up with the sun. Loving that. Top of San Luis Pass. I keep thinking eventually I will not be so out of breath on these climbs, but maybe that is not the case. I guess I should say this is actually the climb before I go down to San Luis Pass. I thought San Luis Pass was the top, but it turns out it's the bottom. Either way, it's high up. It was a long climb. I'm guessing coyotes. Oh my gosh. I'm unfortunately very precariously placed right now, so this is a very uncomfortable way to stand. But there's something quite exciting going on in the valley down there. Man, I wish I had binoculars, because there's all kinds of activity on this hillside down here. And I heard those, I'm guessing they were coyotes, yipping and yelling. But it looks like there's probably elk or deer down here. I don't know. Like I said, I wish I had binoculars. I wish I could see what exactly is going on. Well, I've been going up and down all morning. But now it looks like I get to go into this valley, and I have a surprising amount of downhill and valley walking. So, time again that I startled out of the bushes here. I'm always being watched around here. Aspens are quaking. It's warm enough today that I've at least got it on my mind to maybe go take a dip in that creek down there whenever the trail winds back down to it. Keep thinking about it. I haven't seen one of these in a while. Well, there's the creek. The trail is still a bit above it. And really it's moving a bit fast for a nice swim, but I'm gonna keep it in the back of my mind. Well, it's not exactly the peaceful swim I envisioned. It looks like I will indeed be getting a little wet. My feet were almost dry today. Well, I'm glad I decided not to go for a swim. The clouds rolled in and it's not so hot anymore. And also, they're kind of stormy clouds, so I might end up getting a shower instead. Well, I got rained on a little bit, but not too bad. But you can see there are still some thunderstorms nearby, and so I'm about ready to crawl into my tent. And I'm going to try and do it quickly because it would seem that sadly mosquito season has begun. Well, this is the first time in a while that I will be camped alone. I kind of expected Jazz Hands to catch me today. I left camp before him and just didn't see him again today. But he may have seen those storms and set up a bit earlier. But that's fine. I don't think I'll see too many people out on this stretch. I saw one other hiker today who I hadn't met. And yeah, I would be surprised if I see much more. So we'll see. But since I am set up early with some daylight, I have some chores to do if I want to keep this sleeve on my shirt. It seems to have found more ways to rip. Good morning on day 64. Lovely morning so far. I mean, I just started walking, but it's nice when it's not so cold in the mornings anymore. It makes it a bit easier to get moving. I start my morning with a little bit of a climb, but then it looks like the rest of the day is going to be pretty similar to yesterday, where I'm just walking through like lower elevation valley, so it should be pretty nice. This was actually the top of my little climb this morning. Strange being below tree line. It's nice though. You know, after New Mexico, I never thought I'd enjoy walking on a dirt road so much. But this is really lovely. We followed this Forest Service road for a while today, I think. I checked last night, but then I fell asleep and forgot. But after coming out of the San Juans, or like the past couple weeks of like snowy San Juans, was thinking like there's just different types of fun and challenges, and that was more like running an obstacle course, with potentially deadly consequences, which makes it kind of it's a high stakes obstacle course. And of course that is exciting, and it was exciting, and I'm very glad I did it. But being back in like on a dirt road like this, it's all like it's evenly graded, so even though I'm going up and down, it's just like easy to walk and it's smooth. It's more like, I don't know, maybe running a marathon or even just going for like an afternoon jog or stroll. You just get to stretch your legs and just like move through space. And it's actually refreshing. Like there's merit to both of those types of challenges or activities, and I'm finding myself quite grateful to be doing this one right now. Also, I'm in a lovely aspen forest, so I mean, it's pretty good. New wildlife sighting. I don't think I've seen these guys yet. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the proper name for them. I think they're either like there they go. Whoa! Pronghorns or antelope or something in that family. Bounce, 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 bounce. Oh man, it is toasty out here today. My face looks red. I don't think it's because I'm burnt. I think it's because I'm hot. Looked at the weather in Lake City, and it looked like most of the state was in like a heat wave. And it feels like it. Well, it's been a little while since I've seen crowds like this. I just ran into the rancher. He was driving down this dirt road here. Apparently these cows are in the wrong spot. So I think he was going to check on his gate, make sure it was closed, which it was. I just came through it, and I was a little worried. I was like, oh, did I leave like too much room? But these cows would not fit through that gate, so I'm not worried about it. The little ones might. Hey, cuties. You know, I wondered how he was going to get those cows to move, and four-wheeler and a dog. It's modern day cow herding. It was kind of fun to watch. I know next to nothing about these types of things, but this was fun to watch. Well, I have really been enjoying myself today. It's hot, and kind of dusty, but it feels so nice just to move. Like after snail pacing it through the San Juans, like it feels great. And and I'm at lower elevation today. Like I've been in the 9,000 range. I think I'm in the middle of a climb right now that'll take me over 10,000. But I can like breathe. Like every climb that I've been doing lately, I'm just like out of breath, and it feels like someone put lead in my shoes. And so I think that's just been in part the elevation, because today, granted, these climbs are not as intense, but like I feel better. And it's just been a really, really nice feeling. So, also I've started seeing people today. Like a lot of the areas that I've been in have felt very, very remote. And I guess since I'm on these dirt roads, there's a bit more access. And I had a really pleasant encounter with a very nice man named Day Tripper this morning. He and his truck Bella apparently do some travels up and down the long trails, and he does some day hikes. And he was kind enough to offer me some coffee and cookies. And then we chatted a little bit. He told me some stories, told me a little bit about what's coming up in this section, some good places to camp. So much appreciated visit with Day Tripper this morning. And these roads means that you can really make some miles, which, as I've already said, it feels really nice. It's just yeah, I've enjoyed my day thus far. There are ants crawling on my toes, and that's why I keep looking down or reaching for my feet. That is less enjoyable. But in general, really solid day. Sorry, I have toothpaste in my mouth, but check out this ant carrying a caterpillar. It's incredible. Another notable thing about today, and the day's not over, so, you know, this still could change, but this is the first day, I believe, in all of Colorado, at least thus far, that my feet are completely dry. It's not raining super hard, but it's raining a little bit. So, and I took advantage of this little shelter under Highway 114. However, I hope I don't get killed by the local residents, which are swallows, I believe. Most of them flew out when I walked under here, but it was a little frightening. I think they would very much like to come back in, but they haven't because I'm sitting here. And I don't mind sharing. I just hope they're not plotting an attack swirling around up there. It stopped raining pretty much as soon as I got the cook stuff out. That's how it always goes. But, oh well, I'm committed now. Dinner, and then, oh, it's raining again. Alright, I feel a little more vindicated in my decision. Such fortunate timing to find a highway with an underpass. Well, for the time being, it is not raining. So hopefully I'll continue to be lucky in that way. And also, I did not get attacked by swallows, which I'm very pleased about. They did come back and make another swirling demonstration, but they didn't come in. Well, I can happily say that today was indeed my first day in Colorado, I'm pretty sure, with completely dry feet. So that was pleasant. Also, so I've spent winters in Colorado, and I've always heard that people like come for the winter but stay for the summer because it's like mild temperatures and not buggy. But I'm gonna tell you, it was kind of hot today. And well, you can only see some of them, but there's quite a few mosquitoes. Yeah, you can see them. There's mosquitoes. It's buggy. Good morning on day 65. Why must it be so steep? What happened to all those beautiful switchbacks? Hello, dear. All day, steep, rocky trail. Good morning on day 66. Yesterday ended up being my longest mileage day on this trail so far at 30.3. Basically, I decided I wanted to get into town today, but that was always fairly possible, but if I wanted to get into town today, I wanted to have at least part of the day to spend in town. So I just started pushing hard in the morning and kind of went for it all day. And so now I've got about 10-ish, between 10 and 11 miles to get to Monarch Pass this morning, where I can catch a ride into Salida, is the plan. Last night, when I got to Monarch Pass, that's where I camped last night, I ran into Cheshire Cat, who's a trail angel that's been kind of working his way along the CDT this summer. I met him in my first couple days on the CDT in New Mexico, and so it was really fun to see him. Hadn't seen him in a while, just kind of catch up on what he's been up to, and then where lots of other hikers are, because since so many people kind of split and took different routes in the San Juans, we're all jumbled up and in a different order, and a lot of the people who were behind me are now ahead of me. And so anyway, it was really good to talk to him, and I anticipate I'll probably see a lot of people in Salida, maybe ones that I haven't seen for a while. So excited to knock out these last 10 miles or so. Well, I can see cars on the highway down there, so I know I'm getting close. So the first time I ever came to Colorado was a summer in college. I worked on a guest ranch outside of Gunnison, and I remember the drive out there, and I remember just being totally mystified by the scenery around me. I'd never seen anything like it, and so at the time it was just otherworldly to me. And I specifically remember this highway in Monarch Pass, and just how kind of like curvy and mountainy and a little scary I found that road to be at the time, as it carved through this just unbelievably like behemoth wilderness. And if you had told me then that I would walk through and to that place from Mexico, well, I'd have thought you were crazy. And I'd have thought future me was crazy. But I'd have also thought future me was fierce. And I would have wanted to be like her. So I guess that worked out.